So tonight's the first night of class, and I won't lie, I'm really apprehensive because I've never held a gun, let alone shot one in my entire life, so I honestly don't know what to expect out of any of this, but I guess I'll go into class and see what happens, and we'll go from there.
The first step of overcoming my fears began in a classroom with about a half dozen other women, many feeling the same apprehension that I was. To kick off the class, we went around and introduced ourselves and the reason for taking the basic handgun class, whether that was for added protection, an interest in hunting, or just for fun. And I was comforted to know that I was not the only woman who has never shot a firearm.
With firearms in general, sometimes there's a little bit of what you might call the fear factor, and once you realize how they operate and how they work, that slowly you'll see it start to go away with the participants in the class, and they become more comfortable with the guns and how they operate. And by the end of the class, all they want to do is shoot. They're not so much worried about touching one anymore.
The two-night class that I participated in primarily focused on pistols and revolvers. Before we were able to physically handle the firearms, we learned about those parts and how they function, as well as about ammunition and gun safety.
We'll go over the basics of firearms safety, and the mechanics of how they all work. There are several different kinds. And the big part of the classroom portion is to make people feel comfortable with the guns in their hands and how they operate before they actually get out with live ammunition.
During the last hour of class, we had the opportunity to have some much-anticipated hands-on experience. First, we learned how to load the ammo cartridges into the magazine. Once all the ladies and I were able to do that, we broke up into groups to handle and become familiar with the guns. With the pistols and revolvers in our hands, we practiced inserting in the magazine and filling and emptying the cylinder. Then it was on to a proper shooting stance, and of course the number one rule, no pointing the gun at anyone, whether it's loaded or not. Throughout the course of the class, MDC's outdoor skills specialist Rob Garver was very helpful, helping all participants in the class feel comfortable with the firearms and answering any questions that we had, to help us prepare for the outdoor class session the next day.
So the first night of class just ended, and I guess I can cross holding a gun off my bucket list, and it honestly wasn't as bad as I had built it up in my mind to be, but we'll see if I'm feeling just as comfortable tomorrow night when we actually get out to shoot the guns.
Reporting in Kirksville, Ashley Hoke, KTVO News.